is the Echo trailer, which does introduce Marvel Spotlight, something we were talking about earlier, which is a new MCU label that will focus on bringing more grounded, character-driven stories to the screen with street-level stakes over larger MCU continuity. So we've seen the trailer, lads. What do we think of it?
What it should have been from the beginning. What all Marvel series should have been from the beginning.
Rated R.
Yeah, because I know that the label for it is TVMA, which is kind of like R rating for a TV series.
It certainly looked that way from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, one of the shots was literally someone shooting someone in the head, and you actually saw that.
Yeah.
Blood, so it looks like as if we're getting this sort of Netflix sort of side to it with Daredevil, you know, how it had that R rating and that sort of fight style seems very similar or same vibes. I know Daredevil's and Kingpin's in it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it looks good. I know that when we first heard about this news, we were like, why is this thing exist and we're shitting on it? But after seeing that trailer, I'm a little bit more excited now, especially if they fully commit to that R rating. I think it could be something that we haven't seen since Netflix's Daredevil.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, do you guys see Daredevil in the trailer there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're obviously going to return him to the street in a sense, which I think is a great move. Yeah. No, I think this looks really good, almost shocking. We just talked about Marvel taking risks, and I guess this is a risk in a sense, and it's exactly the path that they should be going down, especially with a character like Echo, who I would imagine does not have much of a stake on the larger MCU kind of timeline. So if you want to showcase this character, cool, I'm happy, I'm open to it. But yeah, we don't need to make it some kind of massive crossover event thing. Just keep it at the ground level, keep it character driven. It looks perfect like that. I think the trailer, it looks shot really well, surprisingly. Darker, the color grading there is a lot more darker than a lot of the MCU stuff that we get, and I'm kind of excited to see MCU go into a more darker area. We've always been like wanting this for a long time, and I guess they're going to do it. They're going to go for it. I think taking that risk in movies as well is something that they should be doing. So we'll see kind of the reception that Echo gets. I don't. The trailer looked good. I don't know if it will be good. I'm not ready to just be like, oh yeah, certified, gonna be good kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that stuff with Punisher before, where it was sort of like looked good, but for the most part was actually kind of boring up until like those final episodes.
Yeah.
Could fall into that trap of just being like very brutal and cool, but like kind of like pretty boring narrative.
Yeah, and the thing I like about MCU Spotlight is that I don't have to watch it. Knowing that it has the MCU Spotlight label on it, I'm like, okay, if I have the time, sure, I'll watch it. But if I don't care about the character, if I'm not interested in it, or I'm just too busy in life, which a lot of people are, they don't have to feel pressured to watch it. And I think when you had the MCU label on all this other stuff like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, WandaVision, all these random series, and you'd have a little bit of anxiety of just not being able to keep up because you're not following it and you've invested all these years into the MCU. So having that spotlight thing just allows people to just be a little bit more relaxed if they don't get around to it in time.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And all the episodes drop at once as well, which is different.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Or make binge watching it a lot easier because you don't have to wait week by week. You can just.
So why do they drop all at once?
I don't know. I don't work for Marvel. No idea.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Do you like that model?
I prefer that model rather, depending on the show. If it's something like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad or stuff like that, it should be week to week because each episode is so heavy that you need to think about and sit on it. But MCU stuff, maybe apart from Loki, should be dropped all at once. Like Hawkeye, just.
I think it might be good as well because we get movies of Marvel and there's a lot of MCU stuff always coming out. So if they just drop it all at once, you kind of get that 1 week of excitement and watching, and then you kind of forget about MCU. You move on to other properties.
Yeah.
So it allows more spaces between MCU projects. It might actually be the better model to work with.
I think so as well.
I preferably don't like it because if say the whole season comes out, I'm usually busy on a day-to-day basis. I don't have time to just sit down on my bed and watch 8 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
And then I would go onto like Twitter and it was a spoiler for the final episode. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's so binging allows spoilers to come because I can't watch it at my own pace. I feel pressured to watch it instantly or get spoiled. I don't have either option.
The only good thing to come from like seeing a spoiler is that like you have really bad like retention and you forget. Like I find that it's like the most like I saw a spoiler the other day. I can't remember what it was for. And I was like really annoyed. I don't know. I was really annoyed by seeing. I was like, no. And really? I've completely forgotten what it was.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
That's a very ideal case to be in. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited for Echo now, at least. It's one I'll actually be watching because I want to see how this kind of
I actually will watch it.
Yeah.
Is that your first MCU property you'll be watching? And like since Endgame?
That'll like actively go out to watch, yeah. Yeah. And let's be honest, it's like it doesn't really feel like an MCU property, and that's probably why I'll go out of my way to watch it.
Wait, you haven't even seen Guardians 3 yet, eh?
I have not, no.
You need to watch that, man.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Have you watched Loki?
No.
Yeah, that's a good one. Watch that too. Yeah. All right. We'll move on now to the final thing, which is just a quick fire round of questions. So I just got some questions here